Welcome to episode 300 of the 2 Minute Warning. Today I'm looking at the Los Angeles Chargers hiring their brand new head coach, Brandon Staley, the former defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. But before I get into the topic of the day, we have a question of the day, and the question is, who is the all-time leading rusher for the Los Angeles/San Diego Chargers? If you don't know the answer to this question, I'm not sure you could call yourself a Chargers fan or an NFL fan in general. Find out the answer to that question at the end of the video. Comment below what the answer is. But getting into this topic, I made a video yesterday on how the Chargers were to hire Brian Daboll, the Bills offensive coordinator. Yes, I was wrong, but a lot of people were. I was very much expecting Brian Daboll to leave the Bills and head to the Chargers. It was been announced that he was expected to leave, so I guess change of plans occurred pretty quickly. Brian Daboll could be staying with the Bills is my first assumption as to what happened to that, but that is what it is. Looking at who they are hiring, Brandon Staley, defensive coordinator from the Rams, who on the Rams' first year being the defensive coordinator this year, created that defense being the first in scoring defense, first in total defense, and first in passing defense. Pretty impressive for the dude, but the first thing I think of in this hiring for the Los Angeles Chargers is the fact that you can think of it in one of two ways. Brandon Staley, being a defensive-minded guy, clearly, being the defensive coordinator from the Rams, can help the Chargers in the sense that their defense is kind of lacking. But I don't know if they're lacking in a sense of talent. It's more in a sense of injuries because Derwin James is all we heard. Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram could get banged up along with Chris Harris Jr. is getting old and all their other talented guys. So I'm not sure it's the fact that they need a defensive guy to actually take them to the next level. I think it's just a matter of fact of healthiness, but it is what it is. I do think you can definitely upgrade that defense to at least somewhat. I mean, anything's an upgrade from Anthony Lynn at this point. And you can just say, oh, Justin Herbert on the offense is doing his own thing, and he doesn't need much more help. He doesn't need an offensive mind to take him to the next level. He's just that purely talented. But you can also think of it in the other sense of, well, if you had Brian Daboll, the defense might not excel like it would with Brandon Staley, but the offense would go to the next level. Brian Daboll and Justin Herbert combining minds, putting their heads together and creating these offensive schemes that just can't be stopped on offense, and then you have the defense as your weak side. But now it's kind of different where I think with Brandon Staley coming in, you'll have both a defense and an offense be your strong suits. The way I see it is Brandon Staley will take the Chargers defense from a 6 to an 8, and the offense is just going to be at an 8 this year, and it'll stay at an 8. Brian Daboll, I think if he was hired, it would take that Chargers offense from an 8 to a 10, and the defense from like a 6 to a 7. So in that sense, you get a more even playing field between the offense and defense now with Brandon Staley, in my opinion. But no matter what, like I said, any head coach being hired by the Los Angeles Chargers is pretty much an upgrade from Anthony Lynn, in my opinion, at this point. There's several games in the season where the Los Angeles Chargers lost the game to a bad coaching call, a bad defensive call, a bad kick, while Anthony Lynn doesn't call, he's not kicking the football. But just a lot of games, 5 to 6 games, where the Chargers lost to like a pretty much last play of the game, and you give them about only half of those games in their favor. And this 7-9 team is a 10-6 team in the playoff team. But either way, I think Brandon Staley can be the great guy to come to this Los Angeles Chargers team, which is in the same exact stadium as the Los Angeles Rams. He's not moving far, he's just moving teams. I think he can take this Chargers team to the next level. I'm pretty excited for the Chargers and what they have in store. Justin Herbert already looking like a star quarterback, top 10 in my opinion. And he's at a rookie that's pretty much unheard of, especially with his 34 touchdown to 10 interception ratio, 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. That's unheard of for a rookie quarterback. Most rookie quarterbacks get 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratios, if not 1-to-1. So Justin Herbert, your quarterback's there. Your running back, Austin Eckler, he's there. Your offensive weapons between Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. If you keep Hunter Henry, that's there. The defense, I guess that is the biggest priority outside of offensive line. Obviously, Brandon Staley can't control who's on the line, but they can control that in free agency. But creating a defense that can stop teams, Brandon Staley is going to come in and do that for them. I'm very excited for the Chargers, and I definitely expect them to be a playoff team in this coming year. I thought they could have been last year if they just had a few more games go in their favor. But it is what it is, and I like the Chargers moving forward for sure. Yes, they're in the same division as Patrick Mahomes, but I do think Justin Herbert, I don't want to say he's just as good as Mahomes yet, but I do think he's on the same par and can go toe-to-toe with him. We'll see how he does in the future years after his rookie year. I think this is a special thing brewing in Los Angeles Chargers franchise. Like I said, I still think Brian Daboll might have been the better call, but I don't want to say you're at rock bottom right now, but coaching staff-wise, you were at rock bottom, and you can only go up from here. So I do like the Chargers move. Jalen Ramsey, the all-pro freaking cornerback from the Los Angeles Rams, and Derwin James, the all-pro safety from the Los Angeles Chargers, were buddies. They went to college together in FSU, and Jalen Ramsey just having Brandon Staley as his defensive coordinator already talked to Derwin James and told him, dude, you're getting a great coach. I love the dude. He's a player's coach. He's going to upgrade your defense. So Derwin James and Jalen Ramsey are talking about the coach, and Jalen Ramsey very much approves of him, and he's going to be honest to one of his best friends in Derwin James. So I'm very much on the Brandon Staley train, and I do think the potential is there to become a playoff team, if not make a deep playoff team next year. I think the Justin Herbert rivalry between Patrick Mahomes will be one of the best ones throughout the next decade or so. It'll be like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, except we get to see him play twice a year since they're in the same division. I'm very excited for Brandon Staley. Not sure he could go to par with Andy Reid just yet, but the potential is there. I hope they upgrade the offensive coordinator staff, the offensive coordinator as well. And I think this is a team that we could say make a Super Bowl run in the upcoming years, and Justin Herbert get an MVP. Brandon Staley, if he could get a healthy defense, I think will take them to the next level and make them a top 10 defense at the league. The Chargers already had a top 10 defense and a top 10 offense in the league right now, and the only team to miss the playoffs. Pretty impressive, yet sad in the same way. But them being top 10 in both of those, he might be able to make them top 7, top 6, top 5. I think the Chargers have such a bright future. They have young stars, and they're ready to win now. All they needed was a coach, and Brandon Staley, I think, can take them to the next level with Justin Herbert, as long as he's just as good as he stays. And if not, I think he will be much better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. The answer to the question of the day, the all-time leading rusher for the Los Angeles Chargers / San Diego Chargers, he played for San Diego, was LaDainian Tomlinson, LT, one of the best running backs of all time. If you didn't know that, how much of a Chargers fan are you? Let me know what you guys think in the comments of this video. What you think of Brandon Staley? Yes, I was wrong on Brian Daboll, but a lot of people were. I'm assuming Brian Daboll will stay with the Buffalo Bills, but he might regret that in the future because Justin Herbert might take him down in the playoffs sometime very soon, possibly in the next year. 2 Minute Warning.